Well, welcome back everyone to another episode of Boggy Bottom Zoo. Hope you guys are all having a boggy great day. Maybe I could trademark that, who the hell knows. Either way, welcome guys, we are building for saltwater crocodiles again. So, as you guys can probably guess, our last episode concerned the Crocodiles. It's a big monstrosity that you see right behind this exhibit, but I still felt like we needed to show off our saltwater crocodiles in a pretty good way. So that's exactly what we're doing today, and we're kind of building them a nice small exhibit. I should probably get rid of how many I have in here because it is quite a little bit of a large group, but either way, I'm just happy that they have a nice little exhibit in here. It's nothing crazy, keep that in mind, but I did want to give them a nice beautiful habitat, very naturalistic as opposed to, like, you know, the concrete hellscape that they kind of perform in. But we kind of have this nestled in the Australian area. It kind of concerns, like, it's kind of mixing the two styles between the, like, reptile roundabout section and the Australian section, so we kind of have, like, you know, a little bit of mix of both in here. So we kind of work with this all and make sure that everything flows nicely throughout here. We kind of make sure that our planters are looking nice. We do add some plants to them this time around. I still got to go back to the alligator exhibit and add some stuff in there. And by the way, I still don't have that B-roll for you guys. I'm so sorry. I guess we could cover that later down the line, but either way, we're just adding a little bit more concrete to their pool. Just to, again, make sure that this is keeping in line with the realism that I do love to play with. So we're essentially kind of just working all that stuff out and making sure it all looks pretty nicely in the end, and adding a little bit more planting as well. Just as a way to kind of create a natural barrier between the guests and the actual pool. What I actually end up doing over here is kind of using foliage as a way to deter guests from really going in the pool, because as you can probably guess, some people are very stupid and will kind of do something like that. So we're just trying to account for all that and make sure they don't end up doing that, so we kind of play with that a little bit more. But before we do that, we're kind of continuing on the kind of fencing that we kind of came up with in the the koala episode. And we're kind of continuing that on both sides just to make sure it feels a little bit more naturalistic and a little bit more colorful, because I feel like that's always important. What I also do over here is a nice big old viewing gallery right there, just as a way so you could get really nice and up and close with these salties. I felt like that would be a really dynamic view in there, just because it gives you a nice little view of, like, you know, how close you can get to them. So we have that all come into play, and I'm working with the faux rocks instead of land over here, because already the water was enough of a pain to get in here that I really just wanted to kind of make sure I kind of, like, you know, account for it still and do a little bit of faux rock and mulch, kind of blending those in together. And I kind of go throughout here, and also my dog wants to come in. Again, I know so many of you guys loved this the last time, so I apologize. But no, so we're essentially working on the rest of the habitat right here. I'm still trying to keep up with you guys. And we're adding a lot of foliage in here, making sure that everything feels a lot more tropical, a lot more naturalistic, again, as I always love to do. And I wanted to get these garage doors in here, and I actually do add them to the other side as well, just to make sure that our crocodiles are able to access the Crocodiles itself, and all of their holding would be back there as well as veterinary care. It'd be a very dynamic, very dynamic building right over there. So we have all that in there, and we also add some more scavelovia bushes because they are beautiful to have. And I'm using this tussock grass, or the spiky-headed mat brush. I don't really know how you say that. Either way, it's a really awesome piece that I'm very much fond of using. And it's just a really nice way to integrate a lot more green in there. And also using some of our other foliage from the rest of our palette over there just to make it look really nice. And I'm also adding a secondary layer of fencing over there with some nice plexiglass. So I have all that come into play. It's just a really nice cohesive area over here. And I really do love that how planted that area is right in front of the viewing gallery, because it makes you feel like you're in the jungle or something. I really do like that. And essentially just decorating the rest of the habitat with all the smaller stuff. It's a really quick episode today, guys. I apologize. But maybe some of you guys kind of like that. Nice, easy, digestible kind of episode. But adding The rest of the plants in here, I add some water lilies in there, especially the giant ones. Those are always wicked nice to use. I know they're not really the most realistic, but I still do love using them in kind of like hyper, not really hyper, but semi-realistic builds kind of like this. It always is pretty fun like that. So adding all that jazz in there. And adding these fences as well, I really love those, so I was like, you know what, I want to use those again. So we also add a little bit more, I guess you could kind of call that molding to the rest of the build right there, just as a way to kind of help it frame itself a little bit better, make it feel like it's a little bit more decorated than just like a couple big concrete slabs. So that all kind of comes in nicely. And yeah, just essentially decorating the rest of the habitat, making sure that, you know, everything flows nicely. I'm very satisfied with this entire build as a whole. It was a really fun, quick little build to do, especially for something that technically already does have a habitat. In fact, this is the same in-game habitat as the Crocodiles, so they could kind of move in between the two, just as long as you place them there yourself. But yeah, that's about it, and we're actually working on the viewing gallery right here. Nothing too crazy, just really wanted to give the guests a little bit more shade. And yeah, that's about it. It's really nothing crazy, guys. I hope you guys still enjoy it nonetheless. It was wicked fun to do, and I hope you guys are having fun with this little series. We're about to end it. Oh my gosh, it feels so unreal. I'm kind of delaying the end a little bit. This was originally supposed to be with Crocodiles, but that episode was getting a little bit too long, so I figured we might as well just split them up a little bit more. I really do love this little framing right here. It just was such a nice little build. I don't even think I do add roof to that, never mind. But no, it was just really fun to kind of build a little bit more of a kind of like, you know, unique kind of shading area like that. Just a really fun way to, I don't know, kind of get integrated with a few more pieces, especially those arbor pieces. I feel like I never use those anymore, even though they're like some of the best pieces in the game. They're just so beautiful. They have that nice little painted texture that I felt like was so perfect for that little area right there. So we use those, and we kind of do a little bit of extra framework just to make sure that this does feel a little bit more secure. And kind of work with that a little bit more, making sure that everything feels nicely. I tried to add a little bit more arbor frames right there, but it really didn't look too good in the end, so I was like, nah, screw it, we don't need to do that. I don't even know what we had there. I think we had a couple beams going across like that. Yeah, that looks pretty nice in the end. I should probably change out the colors of that just to give it a little bit more dynamicness. I don't know, that's probably one of my favorite words. I don't even know what it means. But make it feel a little bit more unique from the rest of the kind of like sloggy gray colors that we have going on right there. But yeah, I also want to add a little bit of a statue down here because I felt like this area was kind of missing some of that kind of stuff. So we do add that right there. And it looks pretty good. And I don't even have a sign for the saltwater crocodiles yet. I know you guys saw me add the one for the koala before, but I don't have one for the salties. Gotta make sure we get that done. But either way, that's about it for this habitat. Nothing crazy. Just a really fun, enjoyable, quick little habitat to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys are enjoying kind of like the ending of this series. It feels very fun. But all things being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. In case if you guys are new here, be sure to let me know, because I always do love seeing the new members of the Leaf Pile. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.